Good morning to those that are going to be tuning in for today's message. Happy Friday unto you. Jesus brought us through another week, and so we can stand, we can continue to press and to plow through. I am Sister Liberty, and I'm back here once again preaching the everlasting gospel. My prayer for you is that you have the ears to hear what the Spirit of God is saying to you in this hour. It does matter how we hear, that shapes our identity. So today I wanted to talk about us having the heart of God in the presence of God. That's important, that we know where to find help, that we know where to find healing, that we know where to find strength. One of the things that we can struggle with, especially here in America, is our lack of waiting on God. Time seems to be everything here in America. There's a saying that I often hear, that time is money. Time is money. Time is everything here, meaning my time that I spend, my time that I give out, and I don't know if this is cricket, but I apologize. I'm not going to mess with it again. People want to feel like their time is being given to what's going to benefit them, right? And so time being money, meaning I don't have time to spend everywhere. I have to spend my time where I believe is going to benefit me. And so when it comes to waiting on God, when it comes to trusting God, I know I said I wasn't going to mess with it, but it's bothering me. When it comes to waiting on God, we feel like waiting on God is too much of our time, because a part of us does understand that God is a God who works at his own pace. He works on his own time, and there are things that we need. People have needs. People have things that they want. People have things that they want to be different and that they want to change. If we can be the kind of people who wait on God, then we can see God. God can work in our lives. God can move in our lives. The only way we can have a changed heart is in God's presence. What does it mean to be in God's presence? When we're talking about his presence, we're talking about being where God is, the secret place, our time of intimacy with the Lord, our time of seeking the Lord and acknowledging the Lord. Solomon is going to say in Proverbs chapter 3, to trust in the Lord with all of our heart, and he will direct our path. He will guide us. He will lead us. He will let us know what we should be doing and what that's supposed to look like. He will tell us how our day is supposed to go, right? By trusting in him. I have to acknowledge God in all of my ways. There's a part of you that God has to touch, every part of you, if we can be honest. But then there's that deeper part of you that we seem to hold back, that part of us that we don't really want God to touch, because that part of us makes us who we are. I'm talking about the deep parts of you, the sulfur part of you, the part of you that you keep closed off, the part of you that you keep distance, because we can give God the shallow part of us, but the deep parts of us, we withhold because we don't really want God to touch that part, because we know and we understand that it's going to require change. God can change your heart in his presence. He lets Ezekiel know that he will put a new spirit, a new heart in us, a new heart. You and I need a new heart, because the one that we have, the one that we got from the world, is messed up. It is like murky waters. It is bruised. It has been hurt. It has been traumatized. It has been rejected. It has been let down. It has been disappointed. It has taken some blows. It has cuts and tears and wears on it, right? It's undergone some things. Some of our hearts have undergone some things. God wants to give us a new heart so that we can think like him, so that we can act like him, so that we can have his heart. God's heart is not like man's heart. You need God's heart to be good. You need God's heart to be different. You need God's heart to walk in the newness of his spirit. You need God's heart to fulfill his will for your life, to fulfill purpose on your life. You need the heart of God. It says this in Ezekiel 11 verse 19, and I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart, right? That stony heart that represents a hardened heart, a callous heart. A person's heart can become callous and hardened over time from the experiences of life. What we go through in this life over time does wear on our hearts. You may not know that it's doing that, but you can become hardened. You can become hardened to the truth. You can become hardened to the love of God. You can become hardened to change. That's based on what we go through in this life. Some of the stuff that we go through in this life, it is making us more hardened. It is causing us to become more callous around our hearts. Even if we say, well, I just get over things. Even if we say, well, I just learn to just maneuver my way around life and I find myself to be okay. There are still things happening in the heart that you may not be aware of. You know, one of the things that I was reminded of yesterday is that your emotions that take place in your heart, it does affect your body. That's why it's not good to hold on to offense. This is why it's not good to hold on to a grudge, because your body is going to send signal throughout the rest of your body. It's going to send signal to the brain. It's going to release whatever toxin, whatever substance throughout the body. And this can cause for there to be what we know as chronic illness. This is why people have heart problems who didn't have heart problems before. Most of that is a result of what the person is holding on to. That's just the body's way of telling what the person is really doing, what the person is really going through, or what the person really has going on the inside. We know that to be true because sometimes when a person has a fever or things shows up on the outside, that's a result of what's happening on the inside. And so when people have all of these different chronic illnesses, all of these diseases, all of these issues in the heart, you know, the medical physicians may say heart problems, right? There are things going on in the person's heart based on what they're releasing to the rest of the body. What the heart is telling the rest of the body communicates to the body, and that shows up on the outside. And so the heart can tell us much more than we think, much more than we know. And so the Spirit of God desires to give you a changed heart, but it can only be changed in God's presence. You can only be changed. You can only be healed from years of trauma, years of hurt, years of rejection, years of just pain, loss, offense, bitterness. You can only be healed from these things in God's presence. What does it look like? What does it look like to be in the presence of God? It looks like sitting with God. It looks like talking to God, telling God what's on your mind, telling God about how you really feel, being vulnerable, being open, you know, telling God how you felt about the matter, how it made you feel. This is how you get real closure. You don't get real closure by taking things to the grave, right? And never bringing a matter up, because that's what we learned in the world. Well, you don't ever have to talk about it again. No, people, you don't realize that people are messed up because of things they're holding on to, never speaking about. Well, no, I don't want to speak about the matter. I don't want to bring up the offense. If you want real closure, if you want real healing, if you want real help, then you do have to go into the presence of God and pour out your heart before the Lord. Tell God how that thing made you feel. Were you angry? Were you sad? Did you feel robbed? Did you feel betrayed? Did you feel disappointed? Did you feel let down? Did you feel like these people were supposed to protect you, yet they positioned you to undergo something that shifted your whole life? What did the offense do to your body? Right? Did it cause you to have up walls and barriers? Did it cause you to not be able to trust people? Did it cause your love for people to diminish and for you to receive love to diminish? What did it do? He wants you to bring these things in his presence, because in his presence, there's fullness of joy. In his presence, there's answers, right? It may not make sense to you why you were put in that situation, right? And the people who were involved or the people who were aware of it may not have the answers for you. And maybe they do, right? Maybe they do. Maybe they owe you an explanation. Maybe they owe you an apology. But if you never get it, you need to know without a shadow of a doubt, you can go into the presence of God and God can erase the trauma. I'm telling you that firsthand as someone who experienced that, going through things, being in God's presence, allowing God to wash me, sitting with God, right? Sitting right here, sitting with God, and over time, not remembering the offense, not remembering the event. Like, no, a part of me believes that something happened to me. I just don't remember. I don't remember. God erases the trauma. God erases the experience. God erases the offense. God erases the moment. He erases the pain that left a scar. He erases that pain that left bruising on your heart. He erases the pain that left you feeling vulnerable, left you stripped from your identity, feeling as though I can't come back from this. I can never come back from this. I can never feel as though I can be strong again. I could be a woman again because of what happened to me. He's saying, if you just bring that into my presence, you can tell God things that you've never told anybody else. God is not here to judge. God is here to heal. God is here to make whole. God is here to make new. God is here to give us a new heart. You need a new heart so that when it pumps, it's releasing the glory of God in and throughout your body. It's releasing good signals, telling your body that you're changed, telling your body that you're new, telling your body that you're forgiven. When that new heart pumps that fresh blood, it will be the blood of Jesus Christ going throughout your body and in through your veins, telling your body, releasing a substance that says, no, I am forgiven. No, I am changed. No, I am different. No, I am set free. No, that's not me anymore. I don't do those things. I don't say those things. I don't go to those places. I don't connect with these people anymore. I am changed. I am different. Why? Because I meet with God. I meet with God. I commune with God. I sup and I dine with God, and it's not in vain. It's not irrelevant. When I engage the Spirit of the living God and he blows on me, and he touches me and he breathes on me, I'm never the same again. That's why I don't curse anymore the way that I used to. That's why I don't gossip anymore the way that I used to. That's why I don't have to feel like I have to give myself to any and everyone like I used to. That's why I feel like I don't have to be a liar, right? I don't have to manipulate, right? I don't have to steal. I don't have to hurt other people because I'm hurt. I'm changed now. He's given me a new heart. We need that heart. Why does God desire to give us a new heart? So that we become his people. If you don't have my heart, if I can't register you as my flesh, as my own, then you can't be where I am. I can't be where God is if I'm not like him. I can only be where God is if I am like him. My heart has to be like his. He has to give me his heart. He gives us keys to our heart. God has to give you access to your own heart so that you can manage it and steward it well. Everyone doesn't have access to their hearts. Sometimes you have to take a moment and just see what's happening in the world, how people are messed up. I know we do a good job with faking it till we make it, but God sees the heart. God doesn't see like man sees. I could put on a good facade and, keep myself together the best way that I know how, but God sees the heart. He sees people that are walking the planet with broken hearts, but they're trying to keep it together for the next person. right? They're trying to appear strong in the eyes of this person. They're trying to appear confident in the eyes of this person. And God sees, if you just bring me the burdens, if you just bring the heaviness, if you bring the offense, if you bring the trauma, if you bring the drama, I can heal you of that. I can erase that from your mind. I can take that out of your heart to where you don't remember that no more. You don't have to wear this cloak of brokenness. You don't have to wear this cloak of shame. You don't have to wear this cloak of not being forgiven. You don't have to wear this cloak of embarrassment. You don't have to be what they said you were. You were hot in the streets, right? You did things for money that you would not tell a soul. You shook parts of your body for money that you would not tell a soul, right? You had abortions, or you wanted to. That was in you. And he's saying, I want to erase all of that so that you don't carry around that guilt. You don't have to carry around that guilt. You don't have to feel as though, well, I made my bed, so I might as well lay in it. No, Jesus is going to say, come unto me, all of those who are laden and heavy burden, and I'll give you rest. It doesn't have to be what people are making it out to be, where they're telling you it's okay to be beautifully broken. There's nothing beautiful about being broken. You don't put a broken vase on your counter and put flowers in it. There's nothing beautiful about things that are cracked. There's nothing beautiful about things that are spotted, things that are speckled, right? And so he tells us that he says, I will take the stony heart out of their flesh and will give them a heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes. He's calling you out of the world. He's desiring to change your heart so that you can actually walk in his ways, so that you can actually fulfill purpose on your life and keep my ordinance and do them. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God. Now I'm going to flip over to Ezekiel. I think it is 36, right? Where he talks about that again, of giving them a new heart. Or, yeah, 36. So this is parallel to Ezekiel 11. It says this here in Ezekiel 36:26. A new heart also will I give you. A new spirit will I put within you. We need the Spirit of God on the inside. We need him down in our soul so that he can change the things from the inside out. We need God to do the work on the inside so that on the outside, there's evidence of the work that he's doing. What do I mean by that? You need to know that you are growing as a believer. You need evidence that you are not who you used to be. You need evidence that your mind is being changed, that your heart is being changed, that your perspective is being changed, that you don't make the same decisions, that you don't operate in the same ways, the same responses. You need evidence to know that, no, I am growing as a Christian. Is God doing the work or is he not? Right? Am I really growing? You need to know as a believer. If you are growing, you need to care enough whether or not you are growing. You need evidence. You need evidence, right? One of the ways we can know is if we are still responding the same to adversity, if we are still responding the same to opposition, if we are still responding the same to the same relationships, the same kinds of arguments. Man, I failed again. Okay, you may need to go back in the presence. Everything that you need is in God's presence. He says, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes. He's saying you can't do it by yourself. You don't have the power to. You don't have the power to stop smoking. You don't have the power to stop fornicating. You don't have the power to stop lying. You don't have the power to stop accusing your accusers of what they did to you in the past. He has to do it. He has the key that you need to your healing, to your breakthrough, to your shifting, right? To you moving forward in alignment to his perfect will for your life. He has the key. You have to go to God to get that key. You can't get it from the world. It doesn't matter what the world is telling you. Your heart can't be changed unless you go in the presence. Money can't buy you a new heart. Relationships can't buy you a new heart. Moving to New Mexico, moving to Puerto Rico can't buy you a new heart. Moving to England cannot buy you a new heart. Changing jobs, changing locations, going on a cruise cannot buy you a new heart. I know we look for that in these things, right? Well, maybe it's another vacation that I need. Well, maybe it's me relocating that I need, and I need to find new friends. I need to find a new group of people who don't know my past. The only way you're going to find real change is in the presence of God. The only way you're going to have a changed heart is in the presence of God. He says, I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. And you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your God. God is trying to make us his people. He wants to be our God. He doesn't want us to look anywhere else but to the hills. He says, look to the hills from which comes your help. Your help has to come from God, not from money, not from social media. Well, I know there's one person, it has to come from God. Everything that you need, you have to find in God, and you have to know that that's where it is. Your keys to the access of your heart, it's found in God. The keys to your healing, the keys to your breakthrough, the keys to your restoration, where God wants to restore you, that's found in his presence. The answers. You have problems? God has answers. God has answers. In his presence, you have to go into his presence. Sit with God. Learn to wait on God. You know, it was something that was said. It was funny, but it's true, that my pastor said the other day. He said, can't nobody miss God like an American. He said it just like that. And it took me a minute to understand what he was saying. Like, what are you saying? He said, can't nobody miss God like an American. What is he saying? American people don't know how to wait. Are you an American? And I had to decide in that moment, well, my goodness, Jesus, if that's what you're saying, I don't want to be an American then. What did I mean by that? Lord, don't categorize me with the American people. I don't want to be someone who feels like money is time and I can't wait on God. Right? American people are too conscious of time. We're too conscious of time. We don't know how to wait. Oh no, that's going to take too long. You want me to wait on a God I can't see? That is going to take too long. I just don't have that kind of time. Time is money. And we miss God. We miss God. God was right there. He gave it to the angel. The angel was on its way to bring what we were in need of, to bring down the answer prayer, to bring the restoration, to bring the healing. And we moved right out of the presence of God too quickly. Well, I think this is about all the time I have to give to God. And he was saying, you just missed me. I was right there. I was right there. I was going to give you what you've been praying for. I was going to give you what you've been seeking me for, what you've been pressing into me for, what you've been asking me of, what you've been in need of, right? Whether for you or for someone else, it was right there. But you moved too quickly. You moved too soon. You moved with haste. If you would have just stayed a few more minutes, if you would have just stayed another hour, if you would have just stayed for just another moment, I could have got you. I could have given you what you needed. You have need of it. You have to know that you have need of it. The people of God can't be a people who are controlled by time. We have to live outside of time. We have to be the kind of people who wait on God, who know how to stand in his counsel, stand in his presence, and wait for him. Can you wait for God? I know time isn't always on our side, but that's okay, because we serve a God who's not subject to time, where he can give the person power to make the sun stand still. This is the God that we serve. He's not subject to our government. He's not subject to time. God is no respecter of person. He can make things move. He can make the person hit the wrong button and fill your bank account up. This is people's stories, right? He can make the person you had to pay a bill, say you overcharged them and they just refund you the funds right here. You overcharged us. Now they know good and well I did not overcharge them. I was actually behind. I was actually late. But this is the God that we serve, where he can do the unknown. He can do the impossible. He can do the unheard of. He can do whatever he wants, right? He can make them not tow your car. He can make them say, well, in our system, ma'am or sir, it shows that you are ahead in your payments. Y'all was just calling me the other day telling me y'all are going to come and get my car. Y'all was making all these kinds of threats. And now you're telling me this? Okay. Well, can you send me an email or something stating this? Right? Right? These are some of my brothers and sisters' experiences where they've had these stories where they don't even know. Like, I don't know what's happening, what's going on, but this is what the people are saying. I've had things like that happen to me. Right? Where I had to tell them, I'm sorry, can you email me a written document then stating this? Because I was told it was something else. But if you say that it's this, then I'm going to take you at your word. And I'm not going to go back and forth. Just send me a written document, right? This is the God that we serve. And so God is not limited in what he can do and how he can move. We just have to trust. We have to put our trust and our hope in God. I know that's hard when we can't see him, but that's where faith comes in at. Without faith, we cannot please God. Without faith, we cannot please God. It takes faith to believe that God is who he says that he is. It takes faith to believe that I am being changed. I may not see it right now because you're not always going to see it, but you have to know that no, God is working in me. God is working on me. I am God's project. God is not done with me yet. I've not arrived. As long as you are going in and coming out and you're continuing to go in and out of the presence of God, then do know that you are being changed. You are being changed. Be patient with your process. Don't be frustrated and mad with yourself if you fall today. Solomon says a just man falls short and gets back up. As long as you keep getting back up and you're plowing forward, you're not making excuses to stay down, then you are where you need to be. You are right where you need to be as long as you keep going, as long as you keep plowing, as long as you keep getting back up and plowing forward, as long as you keep going back into the presence of God. Sit right here and wait. Sit right here. No, just sit. Even if you don't have the words and you just have to cry it out, God knows every tear. Let your tears minister to God. Let your presence minister to his presence. Just sit. Just sit. If you say, God, I don't even know where to start. I don't have the words. I don't know what to say. Sit right here. Just sit. Bask. Let him minister to your heart. Let him break off the stoniness, the callous, and soften the grounds of your heart. Let him plant. Let God plant. Let him build a new foundation on your heart. Just sit and don't move until you feel it done. Don't move until you feel healed. Don't move until you feel it lifted. Don't move until you feel change. Don't move until you feel a breakthrough. Don't move until you feel the emotions gone. Don't move. If you still feel angry, if you still feel frustrated, if it's still on your mind, if you still feel depressed, if you still feel sad, sit. Wait in the presence of God. Don't move. Let him break it off of you. Let it fall off of you so that when you get up with joy. So that when you get up with peace. So that when you get up with happiness. So that when you get up with confidence. So that when you get up with strength. You get up with an awareness of who you are. Don't move. Be still. Be still. Wait. Let that reign over you today. Wait. They that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They're going to mount up with wings as eagles. They're going to run and not be weary. They're going to walk and not faint. Wait on the Lord. Excuse me. I'm waiting on the Lord now for my healing because I'm not feeling my best, right? That's why I may sound congested and I have to wait for God. Lord, I don't like feeling like this, but I have to wait on God to do it, and he's going to do it. He's going to do it. I have to be willing to wait. So that is my encouragement to you today. May God give us the grace to wait as we are in his presence. God is changing us. We find answers in his presence. Our hearts can only be changed. They can only be different in the presence of the Lord. He's giving us a new heart, a heart of flesh, a heart that's malleable, a heart that's shapeable, a heart that's tender, a heart that's conditioned, a heart that's well fertilized. He's giving us that kind of heart so that he can sow on good ground. And so may we press into that together in Jesus' name. God bless you.